I can't imagine the long-term impact of this, the trauma that we've inflicted upon this generation of children. It's hard enough for the adults to be handling all this pandemic. Imagine how a 14-year-old feels. When the new school year started for Michael, it was just about a month and a half when he took his own life. It was just beginning of October, and he was behind like 30 assignments already. We were trying to figure out a little schedule for him, that he had breaks and he could take it easy, but he was really hard on himself. I had no idea that he had given up because he literally did a homework assignment the night before he died. From a parent's point of view, you can't help, you can't help but think that there's something you could have done.
When I learned that somebody from my school died from suicide, it made me realize that there could be other people feeling the same way, and they aren't going to talk about it because nobody else is. I felt like I was the only one failing school. I was the only one that was doing bad. My teachers gave me so many opportunities to turn in missing work, and I just didn't take them. And I would break down sometimes just thinking about how I'm going to be able to sit down and pay attention that long.
After the pandemic, I just became less social and more focusing on myself. When all the adults in my household got sick, I had to become a sort of kind of mom to my little brother.
Want juicy juice?
I cooked, made sure it was meals on the table. It takes me back to a depressing time where I was sad a lot.
I was driving to work and I got a text and I saw it was from my son. He said, "I'm not happy, nothing is going right, I don't like anything, I don't like anybody." No anger, just this is why I'm going to do this. And then I immediately pulled over and called his dad and told his dad to go look for him, but by that time it was too late.
We had a crisis in mental health before the pandemic. So now what do you call it, a super crisis? 4.5 million children are grieving the loss of somebody close to them. There's loss of normal social relationships, of being in school, of routine. The stamp of loss and grief can last for a long time, and for many kids, because they did not have access to mental health services, because we were in the middle of this pandemic, it's very unprocessed grief also.
During the middle of the pandemic, I stopped therapy because my therapist had moved away and I didn't want to do therapy remotely anymore. So that was kind of hard for me to get that emotional support that I felt I needed. And then sometimes at 3 o'clock in the morning, I just cried and screamed. Even broke glass plates to try to release my anger because I didn't want to take it out on anyone else.
The things that have helped me since the pandemic to cope with my anxiety and just get through it is being around other people.
What would you like?
And as soon as I started working, just being around my coworkers and knowing that I have to open up when I'm at work, I have to talk to people, is helping a lot.
Thank you.
Because I can do that outside of work now.